Okay. Alright. So, 2 live streams in a row. What is everything coming to? Okay. So, the first thing I want to do is I just want to test something in the chat. As you can see, I have the chat up on the screen now. You know, trying some new fancy things. So, let's see if it works. Aha! Okay, does it show up? Okay, my live chat's working, but not the chat on the screen, so I don't know if I'm going to have to shut that off or not. Ah, okay. Alright. I don't know how a lot of live streamers do this. It's like they seem to they set it up, they seem to come on, everything seems to be okay, and they're going, and it's like so much. Okay. Alright. Oh, hello! Hello, Amaris! Hello! So, okay, so the chat works, but not the chat that I have on the screen. So, I don't know if I'm going to bother fussing with that. So, let me see something. I don't know if there's a way to reset it or not. Okay, I'm just going to try one thing, and if it works, it works, and if it doesn't, it doesn't. So, until I get the hang of having everything set up. Okay. Okay. Alright, I guess the chat on the screen doesn't seem to be working, so the chat is working. The chat itself is working, but the chat that I wanted to show on the screen doesn't seem to be working, so I'm going to have to watch some more videos and figure out how to do that. So for now, I'm just going to shut it off and pretty much call it a day on that. I don't want to spend the whole time fussing with setup, I mean, like I said, I don't know how other people do it, but I'm pretty sure it has a lot to do with doing this, knowing what they're doing. So welcome to the second live stream. I did say I wanted to try doing this on Wednesdays, so I figure might as well just try it this Wednesday. It is Wednesday, right? I mean, ever since the whole lockdown, I've pretty much lost all sense of time, but I'm pretty sure it's Wednesday. So for those of you who are new here, my name's Daphne Lage. I'm a self-publisher and independent comic artist, and I am mostly known for my comic Tall Tales, which is a medieval fantasy adventure comic, sort of like in the style of Lord of the Rings, except if maybe Disney did it, but if Disney did it with a little bit more violence, but so this is what I'm working on right now. This is the page that you're seeing in front of you. This is from my comic Tall Tales, Tears of the Mother. It's the current chapter, I guess you could say, story arc. That's the word I'm looking for. It's the current story arc that we're working on. And this is issue 6 out of an 8-issue series. And this currently on the page this currently on the board right now is page 11. So, and also just to give everyone a heads up, if you hear any weird noises, it's because I have 2 fans running. I do have an AC on, so this time I won't be as moist as I was yesterday because it was very hot in here and I was very sweaty and some people took an issue to it. So at least this time I have the AC on, so we won't have to use our drawing towel. But point is, if you hear any other weird noises, that's because I share the room with a parrot. He's somewhere over here off screen. So if you hear any weird noises, that's him. So all I can say is if you're listening on headphones, I apologize in advance if you get your ears blown out. That's all I can say because I have no control over him. So where were we? Yes. So this is page 11 on the table. As you can see, I kind of got it halfway done. I kind of had a dilemma with it because at first I really didn't want to do this page live because it was one of these pages that this first panel was a little intimidating. I mean, if you saw the last live stream, it seems like every page has a panel that's intimidating. And I thought maybe I could finish this page first and then do another page for the live stream. Obviously, I didn't get it done yet. But the thing is, though, the next page is a spoiler. So now I'm like, well, if I finish this page and we still have time to go, I really don't want to do a spoilery page on the live stream. But I did choose a backup page just in case. But that's if, for some reason, I can't finish these 2 panels. I figure we'd do this for an hour again. That seemed to work out pretty well. So, because we have most of this done already, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go ahead and lift this up a bit. Because of the angle of the table, it's kind of hard to get like the full page out. So, we'll see if that improves it a bit. Maybe I should bring it up. Okay, there we go. I should bring it up a little bit more. Okay. Alright, that works out. So at least this way you can see what I'm working at instead of like trying to see this much. You know, each live stream is going to be a learning experience. So I'm going to go ahead and start on this. Well, I already started the panel, so I'm going to do is I'm going to start finishing it up. Well, I'm going to finish up this panel because there's something I really want to show you guys. But I don't want to show it just now. So, okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go ahead and I'm just going to start working on this. Let me get my reference up. Okay, so I have my reference on my Mac over here, so at least I can work from that. I'm a little disappointed that little chat window isn't working on screen. I gotta figure that out. Cause I thought it would be fun for everyone to see the chat on screen. But I'll figure it out. I'll figure it out. Let me try something here. Oh, okay. So we can't do that over here. Okay. Okay. Never mind. Never mind. Sharp pencil for this. You would think that with the advent of Clip Studio Paint and with the ability to be able to just do all this stuff digitally, that I would have more of an incentive to take this on the computer, to do this digitally. But I'm so used to just drawing everything out by hand that it doesn't really appeal to me. Like, I can see how efficient it would be to be able to just click on a filter and get these lines, but you know, yeah, and not have to worry about that. But I've just been doing this for so long that it's like the idea of having to go through another learning curve, just, I don't know, just to do what I can do already by hand is not really appealing. I mean, I definitely understand the appeal of doing a lot of this digitally, but in the end, I really like the feel of pencil to paper, of having something physical when I'm done, as opposed to just having a PSD file or clip art Studio Paint file. But I don't know, I guess it's just easy to say because I don't know how to use those programs. So maybe if I knew how to use them, it'd be a different story, but yeah, it's like, so when I was setting all this up for the live stream, I wasn't sure whether I wanted to do this at 3 o'clock or 4 o'clock. So I was kind of like switching back and forth. And in the end, I just figured that maybe just 3 o'clock was just a better time for everybody, or at least for me. You know, in the end, I'm the one that has to find the time to do the live stream. So, okay, here's the weird thing. When I first put this page on the table, when it was just in the layout stage, I literally had to sit down and think about it because I didn't remember what exactly I was laying out. Like, there are just some times where I'm looking at a layout and I don't remember what it was I was trying to convey in the layout. So I'm going to have to think about this. Like, I think I know what I'm supposed to be drawing in this panel, but let me think about this for a bit. Because that happens sometimes, you know, it's like you're in the groove of doing the layouts, you're doing all these scribbles, and it makes sense at the time, but then it's like when I go back about like usually about a month or so later, go back to the layouts, I'm like, what was it I was trying to draw here? So I'm going to think about this for a bit. Like I said, I pretty much know, but you know what, I think I'd rather show you this first. So about a couple of weeks ago, we just finished our Kickstarter for Tall Tales Tears of the Mother issue 5, and I finally got it from our printer, and this is what the final result is. And what's funny is that we were supposed to be using a different printer, our usual printer, I guess you could say, but they were so backed up, and we're still waiting, or we were waiting a while for books for another Kickstarter for the Oswald Chronicles, that it was decided this time around we were going to try out a new printer called Mixum. And this is the result. And the funny thing is that it's definitely a higher quality book. Like, if I compare the two, I think the interior pages might be the same. Like, this is a slicker paper than here, but it's still very good quality. And then what was funny is that now that I'm noticing, we actually use a cardstock cover here. When we did the original printing, we used like a thinner paper, which is more comic-y feeling. So yeah, so actually these two match quality-wise, except this one has a lamination on it, which I'm not quite crazy about because I think it mutes the colors, but they kept insisting, the printer kept insisting, oh, if you don't use lamination, the cover will get fingerprints, and it'll, and whatnot, and it'll smudge, it'll scratch easy. So we figured, whatever, we'll just use the lamination. But now it's like the only thing that I have a problem with is that they don't match. The issues don't match. So, it's like, because this one doesn't have a lamination on it and this one does. But quality-wise, though, it's like, definitely Mixum if you're looking for a printer. They do really well for black and white. Color I was told was way too expensive to do a color book through them. But it's just nice to have the 5th issue in my hands, because now it's like, it just seems like the more issues I have, the more okay, so here's another one. So it's like the more issues I have, the more like real it is. It's, I don't know, I can't really explain it. So I can only, so I can only imagine how this is going to feel when I have all 8 issues done. But yeah, but if you want to know more about this comic, if you sign up at the link in the description box below, you'll actually get the first 3 issues of the original Tall Tales series, Thieves Quest, for free, just for signing up. So you get to try out the book that way. And also, by signing up, you'll also get notified whenever our next Kickstarter comes out. So when the Kickstarter comes out for issue 6, you'll be able to pick up all of these issues in the Kickstarter as well. So because it's like we like to offer up all the issues so that you're not missing anything. But yeah, but I really like the way this came out though. Although the thing about it is that I don't want to look too much through this, because then I start finding all the mistakes I missed, you know, while I was proofing this. And not spelling mistakes, I already went over that, but just, you know, little things. It's like, oh, I should have done this differently, I should have done that differently. It's like, oh, I should have done that, you know. But yeah, so I'm very happy. It couldn't be better. The only way it could be better if it was in color, but that's later. That's later. That's something I'm still looking on doing. I had started coloring my other book, Ego Raven, and I got the first issue colored, and the process wasn't as onerous, is that a word, as I thought it was going to be. So I thought, you know what, I should probably really seriously think of coloring Tall Tales as well. So, but like I said, that comes later, because it wasn't as bad as I thought, but it's still time consuming. But then again, when you're making a comic, everything's time consuming. So, all right, so let's sketch out this last panel and get, yeah, and kind of get what I was supposed to do here. Okay. Oh, excuse me. Excuse me, senor. Hold on. Senor. Okay, so I guess somebody figured out how to get out of his cage. Oh, that's a bad sign. That's a bad sign. Huh? Really? 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 Yeah, so if you hear anything, that's this asshole. Really? Okay. Alright. And you know what's funny is that I used to have a thing here to put him on top of, but he would always keep climbing down from it, because the idea was, oh, I can work while he's, you know, while he's out, but he would always climb down and try to eat everything, so that didn't work out. So what am I going to do? What am I going to do? Okay, well, I obviously cannot draw like this. So, what? You know what? Okay. Can you stay there? You see what I mean? See? See? What? Don't you know I have people watching. If you could stay put, that, you know, you could stay there. Okay, I gotta figure this panel out. Well, if you can stay put there, oh, I know what I'll do. Watch him for me. Well, isn't this exciting? Where was I? Okay. Now, here, because people have been asking, why do I use two different color pencils? And it's for situations like this where I have overlapping elements and I want to be able to clearly see them apart. Well, clear being subjective at this point. Well, at least the good thing of him being back there is that he's usually quiet when he's out. So your ears may be spared this time around. Okay, so all I want to do is just lighten the pencils up so I can actually work putting the detail in without getting too confused. Oof. You got a piece of peanut shell on you. Ah, I'll let you deal with it later. might as well use the new book as reference. Now I gotta make sure he doesn't chew anything he's not supposed to. Hmm? Well, so today we're a cozy 2 people joining us. The last live stream we had, I think, we had at most 7 people. It would help if I remembered what time I was holding the live stream, so maybe that would have been a better time to catch everybody. What are you trying to do? The last thing I need is for him to shut off the live stream. No. What? What? No, no, no. Come here. Come here. Don't randomly press buttons. Come here. Hold on. What? What? Come here. I should probably get an extra camera just for him. What? Over here. Over here. Come here. If you're gonna do shenanigans, you might as well do it in front of the camera. Hmm? What? 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 See, now he's crying, so he really... Oh. Someone needs a nail trim. What? What? You really shouldn't be doing this on camera. Hmm? What? So, let me see if I can put him back. What? What? Just goes to show you, you can plan everything, and the one thing you don't plan for is the one thing that happens. What? 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 I got work to do. I have people watching. Huh? Figure out how to lock this thing. Okay, where were we? Now I gotta figure out how to lock that thing. not usually a good idea for a parrot to know how to open his own cage. So, okay, where were we? Red pencil, red pencil. One thing I have to do with, especially with my monsters, is it's funny because in the last live stream there was a question about how to keep characters consistent. And pretty much I told the person asking that, well, you know, you want to do character pinups and like character turnarounds in order to get, you know, to make sure that you have everything consistent with the characters through every panel. But the irony of it is that I also joked that I don't really do that. It's like usually I just do like a pinup and that's it. And the funny thing is that now that I've been working on these last couple of pages, it's not just your main characters that need a pinup for consistency. It's also like whatever ancillary, like monsters. Like so in this case, it's the monsters that it's like, oh, like now I'm kind of wishing I should have spent a little bit more time, or I should have spent some time designing the monsters better, so that I'm not sitting here kind of like going through each panel on previous pages. It's like, okay, how did I draw it then? How did I draw it there? As opposed to if I just had one reference sheet to actually go to. So yeah, so if you're going to do reference sheets for yourself, definitely also do it for your monsters. If you know, or any like repeating background characters. Like they may be minor at the moment, but when you have to draw them over 2 or 3 pages, all of a sudden you're going to wish you had that reference artwork. Alright, okay. I think this is what I meant to sketch out. Find it ironic that this live stream the second live stream would be a little bit more awkward than the first one. I wasn't expecting him to get out of his cage. You know, but also it's like I was trying to plan out these pages for the live stream as opposed to just working on them, and I ended up painting myself into a corner. Because like I said, it's like I thought that it's like, oh, let me do this one page, you know, get ahead because the next page will be easier, and then that one was like, oh, well, let me do this because the next page will be easier, and then by the time I got to this, like, oh, the next page is a spoiler that I really don't want to put on the stream. So that didn't work out. Well, I mean, technically it did, because like I ended up doing an extra page, putting me a little bit ahead for the week, so that's good. I want to make sure I'm doing at least a page a day. So far I'm on a streak. I've been working on the last 10 days. Yeah, because I'm one ahead. So working the last 10 days straight, just trying to get these pencils done. And okay, I think with this one we're good. So let me show you the full page. So let me just show you a little. Up with what I got here. Oh. Okay, so this one is ready for scanning. So what I'm going to do is I think I'm going to prep the next page. But I'm not going to work on it because, like I said, it's a bit of a spoiler, which maybe you might be able to figure out from these scribbles or maybe not. But so I'm going to just set this up because probably after the live stream I'll go ahead and work on these pages, this page. Oh, you know what? I just realized what I did wrong with the chat. So I think it's not... I think I figured out... I mean, we might as well test it now, right? while we're online. Oh, okay. Oh, window capture. I think it's window capture, right? Well, the thing is, though, that means that the chat is still open. Ah, here we go. Okay, let's see if this works. Maybe this is it. Okay, I think, yeah, I had it on the wrong setting. There we go. Okay. Okay, the only thing that I don't like is that this is, at least the other one allowed me to fix the width. So I'm going to have to move, there we go. What's funny is that this is originally what I wanted to do before. So you see what I'm doing here? Yeah, so I was using the wrong setting in OBS to do the chat. Swear to God, everything is a learning curve. You see, and that's the thing too. And in the end, that's the reason why I don't have the patience for learning Clip Studio Paint, because everything's a learning curve. And there just comes a point where it's like there's too many curves to worry about. Okay. So tell me how that. So tell me what you think about the chat being there. Do you like the chat being on the screen? Would you rather I shut it off? Because in the end, the important thing is that as long as it's not blocking anything important on the screen, should be okay. Yeah, but I gotta look up when I did my other chat, my previous chat, what time I did it. I mean, 3 o'clock, I guess. It's like if you're still, maybe a lot of people are still working around this time. You know, even though a lot of people are working from home now, it's still, maybe 3 o'clock is a little too early. Maybe 4 o'clock might be better. Okay. Alright, so this is going to be the next page I work on after the live stream. Alright, so let me get this one. This one seems tame enough, or at least safe for live stream. So that maybe next time we can try having some just music in the background. Also, it would help if I actually printed out all these character sheets and had them at the table instead of me having to go through all these comics looking for what I need. Because you can talk about efficiency and be a hot mess at the same time. Also, another thing I'm going to have to do for this page too is to double check the script to make sure that I have the right facial expressions. So right now it's like I'm just, I pretty much have a good idea as to what's going on, but I'm going to have to double check on the script with this just to make sure. Phew, I made his eyes too big. Again, I think it has to do more with what is he saying so that I can get the look right. I think I made his eyes too big. Like, again, what was I thinking in this panel? This panel right here. What was I thinking? Okay, you know what? Let me find the script. Okay, let me see here. Let me just make sure I'm on the right scene. Okay. Alright, let me figure out. Oh, nice. Oh yeah, so here's my situation again. Oh, hello, Takor. Hello. Thank you for joining us. I am just here trying to figure out what I drew in my sketches. That I'm trying to figure out what it is. This panel is supposed to actually. This panel here is actually supposed to be. So. You know what? Maybe if I check the next page. 2. Oh, that's 24. Next page. Okay. So maybe I can figure out context by figuring out what dialogue goes where, because right now I'm looking at my script, trying to figure out what everyone is saying and what this panel is supposed to be. Okay. Looks like this panel can go a bunch of ways. Let me do something a little bit easier. Let me just fill him in right here. I may have to do fake lettering on these couple of pages just to figure out my own layout. Oh, well, what does the script say? Well, let's see. So what I'm thinking is here. Okay, so actually it starts here. So this is character Cromwell. And he says, have we been able to pull any more troops from the local populace? Right, so I'm figuring that goes here. We were able to get another 400. For a city with so many people, there are a lot of cowards. And then he says, it's a city of merchants. Many of them are fat and like to live well, not fight. They pay people like us for the honor. Then, I'm assuming here, well, they better hope the wall doesn't get breached, because then they have to do their own fighting. Let's see, well that could go here. That could go here. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's see, maybe this. We could use about 1,000 bowmen. Have the Earl ever considered women? 5, 6. Okay, maybe that's this line. You're speaking of the Earl Hadge allowing women to defend his city. And then he goes, yes, what could I be thinking? I have seen 100-pound lass bring down a 3... Okay, I gotta talk to JD about his script. I think there's a word missing here. Probably a 300-pound man with a bow. And there, yeah, here we go. So this is 100. Yes, what could I be thinking? I have seen a 100-pound lass bring down a 300-pound man with a bow, and there are no 300-pound Calazarians. Yeah, I think this is what he's saying here. So that's 8. He's saying, yes, they are small, the Calazarians. They're rats, by the way. Calazarians are rat people in the comic. So they're not that tall. They're about like 3 or 4 feet tall. So that's 9. Let's see. Okay, this lettering makes sense here. I still gotta figure out what I meant to happen in this panel. Oh, good grief. You see, it's like when, you come on these live streams to get like background stuff on how to make comics. This is background stuff. So, let's see. Okay, so maybe this here is, it's been an honor to fight with you, General Cromwell. Okay. Yeah, okay, so... Alright, so this, okay, so... So here we have 10. 11 and 12. And then there's, okay, so this is a pause. All right, so we figured it out. Okay, so this is a pause. All right, so what it is that between here and here, he's about to turn, and then he decides he's going to turn back and say something here. This is 13. Okay, there we go. There we go. All right. We figured it out. Okay. All right, so so where are we now? So we're at an hour and a half almost. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pencil him in, and then we'll probably call it a live stream for the day. Boy, this went by fast. Okay, so let's finish these two up. Oh, he's not saying anything here. Hold on. Okay. All right. So these pages are a lot easier to sketch in when I know what's going on. All right, so let's draw this in before I forget what the panel is. Oh, hello, Stormwolf. Hello. Welcome. We're actually just reaching the end here. I figure, you know, like an hour and what is it? Hour and 43 minutes is pretty much, you know, maybe long enough or whatnot. Still trying to figure out what's a good amount of time. Although technically I could just basically keep drawing until I'm done, but what? Oh, here's the other one. Okay. No, you can wait. You can wait. Okay. So, all right. So this is pretty much, so this is what we did today. Although this is a little misleading because I had most of this panel, most of this, these pages done. So here we go. So, okay. So I'd like to thank Amaris, Takur, and Stonewolf, and oh, there was a fourth person in here for a split second. So I'd like to thank you all for being here, coming to my live stream. We're gonna get used to this eventually. Maybe, you know, we'll do enough of these and it'll be less awkward. So, I'd like to thank you for being here. Thank you for coming. And as always, the usual stuff: like, subscribe, thumbs up, all the things the algorithm loves. And next time we'll have more pages, more penciling, probably some sketch covers because I have some Tall Tales #6 blanks coming, so I have to do sketch covers for that. So probably we'll do that for the next live stream. So that's pretty much it for now. So thank you for watching. Thank you for putting up with the nonsense that happened near the beginning of the video. Next time I'll make sure he can't open up his cage. And that's it. So thank you so much. And and thank you. And I'll see you all on the next live stream, which will be next Wednesday. I just haven't decided whether it'll be 3 o'clock or 4 o'clock yet. So we'll see when we get to it. So I'll see you on the next video. Thank you. Bye. Now to shut this off awkwardly. Bye. Ciao. Ciao.